work as the first seed of tonight.
Absolutely. But we've seen Bocchi take big names before.
Indeed. I mean, she's been the hot topic of discussion when it comes to like lower end characters and like character like dedication and whatnot. Her Isabelle is definitely on the map, like outside of the scope of just being a good Isabelle.
We're seeing the stage band starting to come through. I don't know. It's looking like we're going to go to Town and City.
See, it's either Town or Battlefield. I would hope it's Town. They're staggering their way over to it, so
yeah, it's looking pretty towny. Or Battlefield. We know Cyber's
Battlefield. With
we know.
Yeah,
we know Cyber's a fan of that. So I think we're going to be seeing Sonic because I know maybe.
I still think the Dark Pit is coming out, but we'll find out. If anything, he can reliably pick into Ken, Dark Pit, or Sonic. So, like, the options are there. And you're correct in your assessment.
And we know that Bocchi has struggled with this matchup in the past, so hopefully we'll finally see the triumph.
See, the matchup itself isn't actually like that terrible for Isabelle. A lot of it has to do with just, like, this is going to sound silly, but jab stops a lot of the approach options that Sonic has to offer. So long as she's able to stop him from actually charging in, it's kind of difficult for Cyber to get anything started with his hit and run style of play. On top of that, playing out of shield works really well for Isabelle in this matchup.
Right. Does the Lloyd Mine do anything against Spin Dash?
If it's active, they'll clank. Like, if it's actually flying on the ground, I think they just crash into each other. And if anything, it's better off for Sonic than for Isabelle.
Interesting.
One of the frustrations about the character that Bocchi is always on about is the fact that Void Mine's backfire is such a detriment to the character's tools. Because it's like, imagine if you were Snake and you're taking your trade for trying to get something going, but you have no benefits. You just take the damage. It's not so fun.
Well, in situations like this, it seems to be working out. Sonic seems to run into the Lloyd Mine, and it just goes off on him. But, speaking of going off, Bocchi's a stock up.
A stock up, but a decent amount of percentage, and a lot of that has been from either catching out Bocchi from when she has the Lloyd Mine placed, or from wayward fishing rods. Now, while she gets a ton off of the fishing rod, be it damage or stage positioning, sometimes even kill, I feel like her using it a lot against faster characters like Sonic is going to be where she's going to take a lot of her damage. Characters with better movement options just naturally don't have to respect the small active frames.
But she is a fan of the fishing rod. We're still seeing it coming out.
It's a good tool.
It's a really good tool.
Like, on top of it being like a decent tool in its own right, a lot of people just don't know how to deal with it properly.
It also ends up with some jank hitboxes where, like, you step on it, she'll pull it in. She can catch
hold on.
Oh, no!
All right. Mission accomplished. She got the clip. It was cute.
Cheeky. And Isabelle's still hanging around. 2 stocks up, 180%. So
she got the rising there. That actually would have been that. But nonetheless, she's still in it with a full stock lead over Cyber. But I wouldn't count Cyber out just yet. If Sonic could stay on top of Isabelle non-stop, then the damage that's going to be run up on Isabelle is actually going to be insane.
And we're definitely seeing him staying on right now. Isabelle already at 102.
She needs to keep that whole 2 platform length away just to be able to safely throw out a lot of her zoning tools. And that's another one of the detriments of Isabelle is just like, she doesn't have the safest of tools, but spot dodge cancel down smash is always a fun time. Doesn't get the catch with the fishing rod though, so she's not able to end it off on that interaction.
There's coming through.
She wanted it again, okay.
She wanted it again, but jab beats out spot dodge. Ooh, big ol'
The run back down smash? Alright. But the missed tech is what's going to spell the end of it for Cyber in Game 1.
Where would you want to go for somewhere like this with Cyber? Because it seems like the platforms helped him out more than Bocchi.
So, I want to say Town would be a good pick, but I want to say Town would be a good pick, but I think the idea of taking platforms away would actually help, and seeing as Game 2 is going to Final Destination, I feel like that's, it works out enough, especially with the character switch. I see the hover over Dark Pit. The Sonic was sufficient.
Yeah.
So a lot of that latter half of Game 1, where Sonic was just on top of Isabelle the entire time, that's what Cyber needs. He needs to get into that groove if he wants to try and like break through the zoning.
We're seeing FD. This is an interesting pick.
Fairchain's completely ripping things away from Cyber. While he's not dying yet, he's taking plenty of damage for it. Just close the door on your way out. Alright, looks like I'm solo casting the rest of this, but that's fine. So I'm not quite surprised that the damage is even, but I feel like a lot of the momentum sitting in Bocchi's half is going to force Cyber to be the initiator for a lot of these plays. And so long as that's the flow of the match, things are just going to look really good for him. The DI keeps her alive. I like the idea to forward smash through Mine Away. Oddly enough, one of the better disjoints of Sonic, but first blood breaking for Cyber's half definitely helping that, especially while all things considered it's kind of healthy. Oh, that was just a terrible recovery. Even Bocchi showed it in her player cam. A stock's and a win's a win, but good players always want to earn their fees. On paper, I would probably peg this as being somewhere between even or Sonic, or like Sonic slightly losing, ever so slightly. Just because as far as its relation to like fighting other zoners with minimal boxing tools, like Isabelle has a good amount of stuff that forces Sonic to change up how he wants to approach. We've seen up till like multiple times either anti-air or just start up the combo really well. Jab has put in a good amount of work. And even though the Lloyd Mine hasn't been too successful in starting combos or netting kills, it has caused Cyber to change up which direction he's approaching from. And the fact that changing anything once you start going is just hard commitment from a lot of Sonic's tools. It's just good to throw off the hedgehog from his rhythm. Does he catch the air dodge? So not done with the stock just yet. Oh, it's still again. Cyber's down looking phenomenal in this game. Doesn't look like it's going to be enough to keep him alive. Rising forward air keeps on keeping the action in line. Cyber this time now starting to get much more patient with his ledge play. Oh, let's get another one for the road. Oh, the falling down air is not going to be enough. This is her tech, but she's still alive. Yeah, that's going to be the ledge. Full charge homing attack's actually really good in this matchup just because regardless of Isabelle's really good recovery, it's still kind of slow. Unless you get like the instant tether, like she's going to take a bit to get where she wants to. Her airspeed's not that great. Like, balloon trip is incredibly slow, very leisurely returning to the stage. So all the while he's charging and waiting for whatever option Bocchi picks, getting just a little bit more knockback and damage always helps players, especially as Cyber starts to sneak away from him. Follow the mine up. So up air follow up just keeps the damage in line. Bocchi keeping the battle near the Lloyd Mine I think is smart, but Cyber's pretty aware of how the Lloyd Mine has been used, and that was actually really smart. It's not going to net the kill just yet, but the waveling down into down smash, catching Cyber off guard if anything. Cute little interaction. Getting a little antsy for it. Oh, but she gets the read. Tech Raid into a clean 2-0. Bocchi's going to be taking it over Cyberman, finding herself into quarterfinals where she's going to have to fight Venia tonight.